Democratic congressman from Illinois, Luis Gutierrez. He grew up in Puerto Rico. He still has family there. Certainly a personal issue for him. Congressman Gutierrez, thank you for being there, first of all. Thank you for joining us tonight. You heard the president say today that his team, in his words, is doing an incredible job. And yet we heard that very emotional comment from the mayor of San Juan, mad as hell, almost moved to tears. What's the reality on the ground?
The reality on the ground is the one that your reporters are telling the American people. They're handing out maybe a bottle of water and one meal to a family of 5 or 6. And that was after 8 days. And some towns, not even that. I think it isn't a good job. It's a disgraceful job. The United States of America is the most powerful, wealthiest country in the world. And this is not a response that's demonstrative of our power and our wealth. And I'm tired of the president always talking about how much it's going to cost. It's costing lives, Mr. President, of children and the elderly and the infirm. And we should begin an operation to also evacuate people from this island, especially the elderly, especially those that have sicknesses, until they can return to an island to rebuild it. But right now, I think we also need to talk to. I was with the mayor of San Juan. We sat down with the director of FEMA this afternoon. Here's good news. Tomorrow, all of the hospitals in San Juan will be getting a regular supply of petroleum so that they can keep in operation. He promised me that tomorrow there'll be 1.7 million meals delivered to Puerto Rico and 2.5 million liters of water. And I begged and implored him, because I don't want to hold responsible the employees on the front lines. The command has to come from Washington, D.C., from the commander-in-chief. And I would hope that as he likes to talk about the fire and the fury of the armed forces of the United States, that he bring them to Puerto Rico with that same fire and fury to save the people of Puerto Rico from what is going to be a disaster here in this island.
I have to say, I listened to you there. I see your reaction. It is impossible to imagine, to reconcile that with what you're hearing from the president claiming a success there. I wonder, who do you hold responsible?
Look, at the top, it's got to be the president of the United States. I have to tell you, Jim, in Chicago, 3 days before the hurricane hit Chicago, we were already preparing. We mobilized. Only 4 days after the hurricane, the first 59 pallets of Ensure and Pedialyte and Pampers and medicines from Chicago arrived to the people of Puerto Rico. How is it that a community of people can organize themselves individually, and yet the mighty federal government has not done? I saw corporations and Catholic relief and Christian relief organizations supplying the people of Puerto Rico with more than the federal government. Let me just reiterate that, with more than what the federal government is bringing. That just can't be. They should be there to augment, to supplement what the federal government. I'm happy the religious leaders are here. I'm happy big corporations are sending stuff. I'm thankful to New York City and to Chicago and to all of the cities that are mobilizing their resources as city, because without them, the disaster would be even worse. And I want everybody to understand, you're listening to me, this is a mirage. What you see here with me is not the reality of the people of Puerto Rico. I've been here a few hours. I'm going to be fine, but the people of Puerto Rico are not.
9 days, we saw a reporter in a village that had literally no help. That is, at times, people can die during that time span without basic needs.
Look, what are you going to do in 18 days? That's about the period of time when the mosquitoes come, and we still haven't brought the help here. Look, you have to understand something. Tomorrow, I'm going out into the interior of the island. I'm going to go on the back roads. I'm going to talk to people there, and I'm going to take the message, I'm going to take the pictures, I'm going to take the videos back to my colleagues in the Congress of the United States and tell them next week we need an appropriation, we need a funding to make sure the people of Puerto Rico have everything that they need. They are 3.4 million American citizens, and I'm going to demand as their fellow citizen that we treat them with the kind of respect, with the kind of honor that they deserve as human beings.
Congressman Gutierrez, we're glad you're there bearing witness to this. We will continue to cover the powerful stories there, and we wish you luck on the ground.
Thank you.